Good morning, everybody. Welcome in to the right side of campus here on a Tuesday, a chilly Tuesday, October 23rd, 2018. I'm your host, the big man on campus, getting you ready for another week of college football and the NFL, NBA as well, all sorts of other stuff going on. We welcome in our co-host, Donnie. Donnie, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Got some World Series action up today, Jeff. You had an interesting Monday Night Football game, which we'll go over with some, questionable coaching decisions, to say the least, using clock management, 2-point conversions. But we're in the middle of football season. Basketball last night, interesting games as well. So we're going to have some fun here on the show and go over a multitude of sports.
The World Series is on. Who cares? Does
Yeah.
anyone care at all?
And you have a
Like,
dominant pitching matchup too. Like
care?
everybody should be fired up, and it just I don't know. Maybe they'll put it on like a regular Fox station and not bury it on local closed circuit TV.
I couldn't care less. I won't watch a minute of it. Well, actually, I do care because I do. I keep forgetting, Donnie. I do have a future on the Red Sox, but I guess I should care, shouldn't I? Right?
It should be, I mean, you got Sale tonight versus Kershaw, which will break that game down in a few moments here. But look, on the
But like,
outset,
how
it's
do
the
you
two
break?
teams that you probably wanted, though.
How do you break that down? Like Sale and Kershaw. Well, I mean, I guess I'll say. How do you break that down?
I guess you're just going to break it down saying, it's either going to be home run or strikeout for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah,
And, Chris Sale's not the best guy to actually have that type of strategy with. It's
riveting,
not Homer
riveting.
Bailey. I mean, not going against Homer Bailey tonight.
We welcome everyone in. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a nice Tuesday. It's chilly out. Well, it's been chilly, but it seems more than chilly today. I don't know. But hopefully you had a great Monday night and a good Tuesday so far. Make sure you hit the like button, say hello, retweet the show. And look, I mean, make sure you're checking out the channel. A lot of great things going on. This is one of the biggest sports betting channels on the internet. A lot of great things. You have the odds page, you have the forum, you have the contest link, all sorts of stuff at SBR that you can take advantage of. Make sure as a bettor you're doing that. Dottie, let's get into some morning headlines here. LeBron James 0-3 after last night. He loses again. A high scoring game against the Spurs, 143, 142. Had a big three-pointer towards the end of the fourth, but misses two free throws at about 12 seconds to go in overtime, and the Lakers lose to the Spurs at home. Look, I mean, it happens. I think this is the first time since LeBron's rookie year that he started out 0-3. Oh, look, it's going to take some time to get going there. He does have an issue though late in games of free throws. Van Pelt put up a pretty good stat about that last night, Donnie. He has had major trouble with free throws late in games.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's always been that way throughout his career, but it just goes back to over the summer when we talked about going for a competitive advantage. Are you looking to win titles, or are you looking to make your mark in the, film world and, turn yourself into a multi-billionaire multi-times over? He made a great business decision going to Los Angeles. There's no question about it. But as we said also, Jeff, there's a reason why he didn't take his one-year opt-outs, because now for LeBron James, it seems like I'm in LA. Just see where it goes. I'm making connections every day in the film business. I'm making investments every day out here. I'm in the crux of exactly what I want to do for the rest of my career. And if we win some basketball games in LA, that would be pretty cool too.
He looks fine. He looks unbothered. He looks fine.
No,
I mean, I don't think he's
he
overly.
won. Look, he's a winner. He's a winner in life. Say what you want. Top 1, 2, 3, whatever basketball player that's ever played the game. He's got some titles. He's got some MVPs. He's got a ton of awards and stats that probably will never be broken. And now he's got the money and the cachet to go along with it too. I mean, no matter what he does, he's going to win. But now I want to see the teeth. Right? We're just still so early, Jeff, in the NBA season. But are we going to get some teeth later? Like Kobe never would have stood for this. Like, we going to get some of that soon? I hope.
No, you're already seeing it. I saw it just as I came in here. They were talking about it on that Get Up show about how, a lot of Laker fans aren't Laker fans anymore after Kobe left. And yeah, I mean, they have Jessa Mendoza on to talk about Kobe Bryant. What does she know about Kobe Bryant? Or what does she know about basketball? Why do they do that too, Donnie? I see that on that show all the time. They have like people that are like NBA guys talking about baseball or
Well,
It's
I mean, there's
weird.
there's so much regurgitation on that show though, because like they're gonna like LeBron James. Like, imagine if we came on Jeff at I don't know 10 a.m. and we had to do a show until 2 p.m. We would have to talk with 15 different guests about LeBron James, and that's what they do. It's just regurgitation. You talk about LeBron for 15 minutes, you take a commercial break, you go over a couple other sports, and you get right back to LeBron James, but you just change the talking heads in there, and that's what they do repeatedly.
That doesn't make any sense. It also doesn't make sense how they put Stephen A. Smith on right before he goes on First Take. What does that make sense? Like, so he gives all his points and then goes and does them again. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, well,
But
that's what I mean. Like he'll do 5 or 6, and then he has, I believe, a radio show in the afternoon. So he does the same thing repeatedly, all throughout the day. So
uh, Grizzlies and Jazz. I'm not sure why this is on here, but they win 92-84.
176, man, that's a throwback.
Okay,
Yeah, it's like a throwback to 1991. What a great game.
right. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. Well, look, low scoring game. Finally, we haven't had many of those. I haven't seen a score in the '80s since the '80s. How about that, Donnie? Barely over 90 points for either team. There were a few quarters where they didn't get over 20 points. It was an ode back to the old.
No, yeah, that's really what we like when we take a look. I mean, it actually wasn't in Memphis, which is known as the Grindhouse because of the style they played. But it's nice and refreshing to see, like a game played in the 170s. Congratulations if you had the under in that one. You felt pretty good.
Yeah, there was some good NBA last night. We'll get into that a little bit. We mentioned the World Series gets started tonight. Are we breaking this down now or later? Okay,
No,
later.
just the pageantry. Game one. East Coast, West Coast beat LA, beat ball. It's harkens back to the Celtics versus the Los Angeles Lakers. You get a little East Coast, West Coast. Be a little bit chilly on the East Coast. I like these type of World Series, Jeff. Right? You go to the East Coast, might be a little bit of that fall crispness, and then you get to go to LA and you have the nice weather. Yeah, I like the contrast of this World Series this year.
Yet I'm sure you won't watch a minute of it.
Actually, tonight I might because what are my options tonight? College football
True.
game, one low-level Sun Belt game. It's just there's not much on TV tonight. So
Yeah, I guess that's true. Um, Cowboys and Amari Cooper. Cowboys give up a first round pick to get Amari Cooper, and look, why that's steep. Amari Cooper has been a good receiver in the NFL. He's had some pretty good seasons so far. They need a receiver. I think they were willing to do what they had to do to get a receiver. Eagles offered a second round pick, wasn't good enough. They held out and got a first round pick.
yeah, it's funny. There's also some competing reports out there. Benjamin Albright actually said that nobody else was even offering any draft picks, and the Cowboys were bidding against themselves. So I got a little bit of a chuckle on a retweet about that last night. So we'll see how depth it gets to. But also, Jeff, this brings to the point like when you looked at the Oakland Raiders and credit John Gruden because as much as we get angry at John Gruden for his 1990s style and trading Khalil Mack, there's a method to the madness, and it's called coaching longevity. If you come in your first year and completely tear the team apart, what'd you buy yourself, Jeff? 2, 3 years? And what are the Oakland Raiders actually looking at now? They don't give a damn about Oakland. They could give two shits about the city of Oakland and the fans in Oakland. They're already premising the fact that they're going to have a big time stadium down in Las Vegas that they need to sell seats for. So, congratulations if you're an Oakland Raiders fan. They are tanking until they get to Las Vegas. And that's just the way it's going to be. But when you look at what they got back for the first rounders, now you have 3 first rounders next year. You're taking that Cleveland Browns approach where, sometimes I'd rather have Khalil Mack on my football team than have 2 first rounders because I think he's better than the 2 first rounders are going to end up picking. But look, their business model is going to work well, Jeff, because they're completely tanking in a city they don't give a shit about, which is the Oakland Bay Area. They're just looking for Las Vegas because they don't want to have the situation that the Chargers are running into where nobody wants to buy any seats in that cavernous stadium that they're going to have in Inglewood in just a few years. The Raiders are looking out for their own interest, not their fan interest or the best interest of the organization right now.
I don't know about that. I mean, they're rebuilding. They're getting rid of players that they can get back stuff for, and they're gonna take it from there. Look, I hear you. I get what you're saying, but they're moving, Donnie. Again, when are they moving? Next year?
No, a couple years. They're at least 3 years away now, I think it is.
Really? I thought it was closer than
Yeah,
that.
by the time the stadium gets done,
Uh,
because they're fighting over Oakland if they're even gonna stay and play in Oakland. They might even be, moving to, another stadium next year with how many issues they're having, but it's pretty clear and apparent that and it's a shame. It's a shame. Look, there's no fan base that's, as passionate as the Raider fan base is, and have an ownership group treat them more shitty than any single team on the planet and continue to uproot that team and then tank it. I thought we were all, Marshawn Lynch riding with Oakland one more time. Anybody riding anywhere in Oakland, they're just trying to take your money in Oakland and say, please come out to the games. We're tanking the hell out of this, but it'd be really nice if you bought seats and then we're out of here to Las Vegas and we'll never see you again.
there's some there's some really low comments about this team in the chat. Lloyd Mass looking forward to seeing more Jalen Richard. The hell is
Yeah,
that?
it's bad.
The
It's
hell
real.
is Jalen
It's and
Richard?
again, it's a like you do this like if you have a Jacksonville fan base, you know what I mean? You jerk those
Yeah.
fan bases that don't really care about football if the team leaves or whatever it is. But Oakland has always been one of those teams there. And Al Davis ran it right into the ground. And then as soon as Al Davis passed away, Hugh Jackson, nailed the coffin shut with his ridiculous moves and power struggles that he had out there. Now you're having another one, but you have a coach that's going to be there for 10 years. You can't afford to buy him out. He's going to sell that team right down the river, try to build his own guys. But you buy 4, 5, 6 years, but with completely re-tearing the team down. But again, it's a strictly business move. Sucks for the fans of Oakland.
We move on to Monday Night Football last night. What an interesting, weird game. Falcons win, but don't cover. Another close game for them. No one's surprised by that. Think we all thought they'd win, but does anyone want to lay points with this group? I mean, they seemingly win every game by 1 or 2 points, and if it's close, they generally lose. Last night, if you had the Falcons, you got bad beated. You probably should have won in one margin, by a margin. The Giants continue to have issues moving the ball. They went for two, some random go for two. It didn't make any sense, and then their coach tried to justify why he did it. Look, it didn't really matter at the end of the day anyway, but just a giant team that just kind of lost. They I don't know what else to say about them. What do you say about the Giants?
Yeah, the thing I wanted to question before we even got into the football game is when to go for two or when not to go for two and have analytic geeks on computers that have no idea how football is actually played on the field, but played on a computer screen with no emotion, time, set, data, or anything. Going for two when you're down 10 points or whatever it was at that point where you're going to make it a 7-point game is maybe the most asinine thing I've ever seen. And there's no math behind it. Trust me on this, folks. There's no math behind why you go for two, and it's better at that point in the game. If you're going to be down a touchdown, you are in a dome. It's easier to kick the extra point in a dome than go for two. I'm sure there's math on that that says exactly what the case would be from the 2-yard line going in. It's easier to just take the extra point. You're not down 10 to make it 8, in that situation or whatever it would be. You're going to kick the extra point to make it 7, so you live to fight another day. And if you get a touchdown again, you kick the extra point and you tie it up. Does somebody need to be fired? Like if I can't even cut. Like I'm having struggling for the words right now because if I'm the owner of the Giants, I'm gonna fire Pat Shermer right after the game after he went for two in that spot for no apparent reason. Doug Peterson did it a couple weeks ago, which was another horrifying decision with no math based on it whatsoever, and you can't tell me any difference there. You're down 8, kick the field goal, whatever it is. You're down 6, make it 7, whatever it is. You can't go for two in that spot. It's one of the more asinine things I've ever seen in my life.
But you realize it didn't affect anything, right?
Could have affected it. Could have affected
It
your point
didn't.
spread play if you had it one way.
Well, I'm sure they care about that.
Well, no,
Listen,
but
Donnie,
it's
we have to
football
stop
dumb.
putting
It's football dumb. It's football
no.
dumb. It
Listen,
has to
I
change
get you
sooner or
don't.
later. It's going to change.
I don't think it's going to. I get you don't like analytics, but it's not going to change. MLB's going that way. NFL's going that way. Doug Peterson did it, and it was stupid then. It's
And it was
stupid here.
the most. I almost threw my and the Eagles actually converted that one. I wanted to throw my TV out the window, saying this coach is just one of the dumbest guys ever. Look, I understand 4th and 1, you're going in on the 35-yard line, and you don't want to kick the field goal. That makes sense. If you run the football there, what's the worst thing that can happen? The other team takes over at the 35-yard line. But going for two when you don't need to go for two, it's the same thing like the Mike Tomlins of the world, where let's just say it's a 7-6 game, you miss the extra point. You score again in the first quarter and you go for two. Chasing points, being a moron these computer geeks need to just step out of the box and be completely removed from the football game situation. Completely removed.
I don't think they're involved. I think Pat's involved. Pat made the decision, Donnie. I don't think
No, but they
anyone
have their
called down.
charts. They have their charts where the guys say you're supposed to go for 2 in this spot, which is completely the most asinine thing I've ever. I'm just waiting for it one time, Jeff, where we have a tie game, and instead of kicking the extra point, like somebody goes for 2 because that was the right move instead of kicking the extra point and just winning the game outright. I'm waiting for
Mike
that one now.
Vrabel did it. Mike Vrabel did it the other day.
No, but that wasn't a tie game. They were down 1. They were trying to win the game. I'm talking you score a touchdown, you're down 6, 20-14. You score to make it 20-20, and then you go for 2 because that's the right move. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I mean, look, Pat Shermer is a coordinator. I don't know why he's head coach. Weird coaching decision. They continue to make odd ones up in New York. Ben McAdoo was bad. This one's bad. It's he's not a long-term coach there. I don't know. I don't know why they think it is. A lot of points in the
He's
fourth
terrible.
quarter.
He's also Terry's press conferences are awful too. Like I don't even think he knows what he's talking about, and he gets all gruffy, like he's sitting up there 6 or 7-1 and making all these right calls. You could see him on the sideline. He completely hates Eli Manning. It's one of those guys, Jeff, that says, you know what, this is my offense and it's not working. I'm going to blame everybody else on this football team but myself.
The decision was wrong, but the math was correct. You want to comment on that, Donnie?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The decision was wrong, therefore the math is wrong. So then why don't we just go for 2 every single? Why does anybody even kick a field goal, or why does
I
anybody even
would.
kick an extra
I,
point?
I I've said before I would never kick ever, but that's another story.
Look, you know when you go for when you need an analytics guy for, Jeff? When you score a touchdown at the end of the game and you're down 20-18 and you go for 2 there. That's what your analytics guy should tell you. Pat, we're down 2, minute left to go. We should go for 2. That's what I would hire the analytics guy to tell me. That's what I need out of that guy.
They score a lot of points in the fourth quarter, but the game doesn't go over. I don't think just surprised, Donnie. We talked about it on the 3 o'clock show yesterday. It just the number didn't make sense the way it was moving down. They're going to start coming back on these overs a little bit. They're getting beat up. When you start to see this, Donnie, overs aren't coming in some of these games you think they would.
Yeah, how about that slow start in that game, and it was a crazy, crazy finish. But I guess that's what you get. And there was that move down, right? Same thing. We saw the line was up around 6 midweek, crashes down to 3.5. Never got to 3, so that really wasn't going to change the outcome depending on what number you got. But that over under dropped right around game time, or days leading up before it, and you got what you got in that game. Because if you just turned it on, and watched the fourth quarter, you're saying, where was this all game long? With a really, really slow start, Eli Manning was just throwing the ball into the flat on 3rd and 11s, making pulling your hair out of your head if you had the total in that one, watching the way Eli Manning was playing in that game.
I wonder what will happen with 5 dimes. Your money. Nothing will happen with your money. Business as usual, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
I don't
donors
think
dial.
they.
What about Paul Allen? I wonder if anybody in the Blazers is saying, I wonder what's going to happen with season tickets. Paul Allen's gone.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I mean, they have business interests everywhere. They have own. I don't know if people you guys understand, but they're a huge business. They're not like some little. They don't have like some
Yeah.
little storefront. And you go there and you try to meet the owner.
Yeah, it's not a one
Um,
man show. Yeah, correct.
no,
Yeah.
no, they have tons of interest in business, and I'm sure another company will just buy them. Probably, you know, one of the bigger books will buy them or something. Very sad story, but business as usual at the book. At least that's what I would think. Uh, Matt Ryan throws to 10 different receivers last night. That
Crazy.
offense is fun to watch when it gets going.
It is.
They don't run a whole hell of a lot. They just kind of throw the football. You like Sanu, you like Julio, Hooper, all those kind of guys. That was a big win for them. They needed something good to go right. It wasn't easy, but they figured it out.
Yeah, no, I like the way they call their offense. Like when you watch Kansas City, very innovative on offense. When you watch the Rams, very innovative. The Atlanta Falcons have a lot of those same concepts built in, but they have a plethora of people that can run routes, get open. You have a really good tight end. You have 3 really good wide receivers, and you have a quarterback that can maneuver in the pocket and throw the ball around. It's fun to watch that offense. Then you see Eli Manning on the opposite side, who's just looking to get sacked 90% of the time and check it down so he doesn't hurt himself and can preserve 21 or 22 million that he might get next year if he just stands upright this year. It's fun to watch some of these real innovative teams because Sarkisian, we were getting on. Hey, look, you get red zone, you can't score, you can't do this. But that offense is pretty innovative as you watch it from quarter to quarter to quarter. Now, Julio Jones doesn't seem to be able to score touchdowns, which is one of the more biggest myths that I want uncovered. Maybe Dateline NBC can get into why maybe the best wide receiver in football can't score touchdowns, but that offense can operate. And if you go against the defense that is susceptible to the pass, they will slice you up and down the field, man. I like it.
Big win for them. Giants continue to wallow in sorrow. Uh, what else do you say about this game, Donnie? Any final
I
thoughts?
was hoping the Giants won. I really was hoping the Giants won because, being in the NFC East, you don't want to see them get another high draft pick to justify picking a running back number 2 overall. You want to see them get like 5 to 6 wins, but if they stick with Eli, they ain't gonna win many football games, man. And that could be a problem. I need them to get to that, 4, 5, 6 win plateau where if they want to jump up and grab a quarterback, it's going to cost them. But boy, I'll be angry if the Giants won like 1 or 2 games and were able to fall into a decent quarterback. That would really mess me up here.
I think they'll get a good quarterback. There's some decent quarterbacks up at the top of the draft. Herbert, obviously. Drew Lock. You're starting to see Ryan Finley get some play. So we'll see. They're definitely going to look pretty bad. Are they the worst team in the league? Are they the worst team in the league? I don't know. What do you think?
Giants?
I think
No,
Arizona's.
there's too much talent on that team to be the worst team, though. You know what I mean? Because Eli might be the worst quarterback, it seems like, outside of Derek Anderson. But, they have a running back that can make plays. They have a couple wide receivers that can make plays. They have some guys on defense that can make plays. They're not the worst team in the NFL, no.
No, I think Arizona's probably the worst for sure.
Maybe Oakland now
Um,
with their fire sale, too, getting on. So we'll see what Oakland has to offer moving forward, too.
let's move on to the NBA recap. We'll recap the last night, fun week or fun night in the NBA. The Bucks stay perfect. The Raptors stay perfect, and the Celtics are struggling a little bit. Donnie, Bucks playing well. They beat the New York Knicks last night by 11. Raptors keep it going as well. Celtics lose to the Orlando Magic. How about that, Donnie?
Yeah. It was interesting last night. I was waking up seeing some of the highlights there. The high scoring game. You got a couple interesting overtime games to go in. But yeah, what happened to those Celtics that after opening night, I was seeing people saying like this, Jeff Reddy, like, oh my God, Celtics might win 70 games this year. Settle down. One game out of an 82 game schedule. Oh man, look at that. Like, it looks like it's not like everybody's getting their shots in and they're happy. Now it's all of a sudden who's going to take the shot? Nobody can make the shot. Celtics are a really good basketball team. They'll get it together, but after night one, seeing the 70-win Celtics out here, and I just placed a bet for the Celtics to win the NBA title. A little bit over our skis on that one, Jeff, so far.
Nah, Vucevic was very good last night. He had a double double. Isaac had a big time game. John Isaac, I think he had a triple double. And the Celtics struggled to score. I mean, that was just the truth of the matter last night. 90 points, not good enough, obviously. Couple of overtime wins for the Spurs and Wizards. We talked about the Spurs a little bit earlier. Wizards go out to Portland and beat the Blazers. Gave you Wizards last night, people. 6-0 in NBA. Jump on board. Having some fun with it. Really just looking at the numbers, Donnie, as you know. Wizards,
Yeah.
they've not played well, but I thought this was a spot where you'd see maybe a down Portland team. The line should have been 7, yet it was only 4.5. And the number was kind of weird all day. So, yeah, nice win for the Washington Wizards. They get a big overtime win. Those are always sweet.
No, yeah. Hey, look, it's early in the season. You want to see some points. You want to see some action. I mean, you're probably more likely to have more fun at these games that end up with a team with 149 points than watching the grindhouse type games that Memphis likes to play. But hey, to each his own style. If you're an under, but you like a lot of defense and bad jump shooting, I mean, those are the games that you like. But I like a more free flowing game in the NBA. It's fun early in the season, but again, it's so long. And the thing I think we got a kick out of yesterday, Jeff, is in this long season of 82 games teams resting their players already after games 1 or 2. I always get a kick. What a difference the NBA is from even the 80s and 90s, where if you ask Michael Jordan knew he was a brand entity, where when you went to the city, when he went to Denver, when he went to Sacramento, when he went to Philadelphia, he knew he owed it to the fans because they paid to see him play directly. There's no longer that in sports anymore, which I think is kind of interesting.
Bulls lose to the Mavs. They're 0-3. Bulls just don't have a lot of talent on this team. Laurie Markkanen's injured. Zach LaVine had a big night last night, but Wendell Carter didn't do much. Chris Dunn struggled. They just haven't gotten much in the way of talent on this team right now. They fall to 0-3, and the Warriors bounce back. They beat up on the who did the Warriors play last night? The
Covered a high line,
Suns.
Suns, right? Yeah.
Yep. Covered the number two, covered the 12.5, winning by 20. Looked like a tough spot for Phoenix. The other night they played pretty well against the Mavs, but this is a tough thing to do to go down to Golden State and kind of run with them. Uh, Big night for Booker, for Warren, and for Aiton. But yeah, Donnie, in the NBA anymore, three scores in the 20-point range aren't going to get it done. You got to have someone else step up, and they really weren't able to. Ariza struggled. Anderson struggled. Josh Jackson didn't do too much. They only had a couple double-digit scores, and that's not good enough in the NBA anymore.
Yeah, it's just interesting with the NBA going through some changes here. We see it with a lot of sports. We talked about it yesterday too, Jeff. When somebody says, well, why do you take, under, or why do you take so many overs? It's pretty apparent. And I guess the lines maker's going to catch up with the points there. But again, in the NBA games to stay under, it's just not the technique and the style and the way anybody plays anymore. It's a four guard, with maybe a athletic 6'9" guy as your center. You're running up and down the court. Now the analytics creep into the NBA where it's better to shoot a three than a two unless you have a dunk. And it's just, it's going to be fun to see how the, times change in the NBA. Can they put anything in? But look, when we're talking about gambling and fantasy sports, I think we can all agree when you take a fantasy lineup, whether it's in the NFL or the NBA, you want your guys to score points on there. So I don't think the NBA is going to have a problem with it if every game ends up, in the 230s or 240s, because that's what fans technically want to see, or the new age fans want to see. We go back way back, the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat under Pat Riley, both of those squads that would just lock you down, knock you down. Detroit Pistons, the bad boys. But it's a completely different NBA with a different style nowadays.
Yep, you're totally right about that. A lot of things are changing in the world, Donnie, as they say. Big man, any lower leagues you like? I'm kind of staying away from soccer. I've had a little tough time with it. As far as anything I like, the only ones that really jumped out to me were Portsmouth out of League One. I took them, took them small, and that was really it. Portsmouth plays Burton Albion, but other than that, I don't have too much on it. Donnie, QPR playing today. Any thoughts on
Ooh.
QPR against Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah, I think QPR has got a pretty good chance at winning this one. The whole strategy of Sheffield Wednesday about 20, 30 years ago will affect this game today. So I'm going to take QPR.
Yeah, I also Exeter City's not a bad play against Crawley Town. Exeter City's been a good bet this year. They've been winning games. They're getting a nice price here. Crawley's decent, but I think Exeter can find a way to get the job done. But I'm not spending a ton of time on it right now. What else do we need here? Got a lot of MLB talk here. Let's get into that. Donnie, break it down for us. What do you think about the World Series tonight? You got Sale against Kershaw, big time pitching matchup here. Red Sox laying 160, 155, total 7.5. Are you going to go with the whole take the point or take the money and pray, Donnie? Or are you going to go with the underdog here?
Yeah, you know what? Look, you're dealing with two aces on the mound, right, Jeff? Kershaw seemingly getting it together in the playoffs. No longer that, oh my God, a Kershaw pitcher gives up 5 to 6 runs or whatever it is. You might have a little bit chillier conditions here. Why not just stick with the old adage we've been going with, Jeff? If you could tell me before going into this baseball game, that I'm going to get plus 140 with Kershaw and just, roll the dice out there, probably would lean towards going with it. And especially when we talk about down there, Chris Sale's belly button ring inflammation. Maybe he has a little bit of irritation, Jeff, when he's pitching on the mound tonight. Who knows? But look, if you have an edge either way with both of these pitchers, do I think Boston overall is the better team? Yes. Do I think Boston 1 through 9 has power, speed, and contact? Yes. When the Los Angeles Dodgers are close my eyes, swing as hard as I can with a severe uppercut to see if we can put some runs on the board. I don't know how well that's going to go over Chris Sale, but look, Chris Sale has always been going into this, game is saying, look, I can't pitch in this game. I can't pitch in that game. I'm going to come into this game now. He's not, in his rhythm. So I'm going to lean on taking the Dodgers at plus money in this game. Maybe they'll close their eyes and connect on a home run or two and pull this game out.
Yeah, you've been hanging around with betting some of these dogs tonight.
Yeah.
Tough to
Why
go
not?
against. Tough to go against the Red Sox at home. The Chris Sale belly button thing is weird. I mean, that seems like something a 13-year-old girl would have trouble with, not a grown man in the MLB. Kind of odd.
You gotta love it when you have these sports, Jeff, with guaranteed contracts where you can just do whatever you want. I'm just gonna, for the hell of it, get a belly button ring because I lost a bet, and In the NFL, they probably would cut you, fine you, and sue you for your contract if you're missing games over that.
Exactly. Good point. How often do you get Kershaw at plus money? Good point. You don't have it doesn't happen very often. I'd love
No.
to look that up and how long many that I'm venturing to say Donnie over the last 3 years, maybe once. He's been a plus money
I don't
dog.
know. When would he ever be plus money? Like, who would he have to if it was like maybe Kershaw going up against Mad Max like 2 years ago in Washington? Maybe I don't know. It's a pretty odd
Yeah,
matchup to get him at plus money. Some.
that's an interesting point. People asking about Champions League. I wasn't on the video. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to be on much soccer anymore just because we have a show at 3 and I'm not able to get on there. So I'll be on Premier League punters and that's about it going forward. But as far as Champions League, we have some time, Donnie, quickly. Um, Listen, I think Real Madrid, the number's a bit too high. You can get a few goals with Plizen. I don't know. Maybe take a look at that. Juventus looks like to play against United. It's tough though because we don't know what Man United team's going to turn up. They're at home here. Mourinho is a wild man, as we know. But yeah, look, Juventus. Ronaldo's back home. He's at Juventus for many years. I think he feels at home. They're the better team. I feel like when you get plus money with Juve, you got to take the bait there. Um, Bayern Munich should kill AK Athens. Young boys against Valencia. Young boys generally play very well at home, so they might be worth a look. I don't know. It's a tough card. Hoffenheim maybe at home. The only one I'd really look at is Juve plus 155. I'm looking at probably at that one. Maybe Benfica plus 350. Is Ajax really good enough to lay over even money at home? I mean, they're a good team, but this isn't the team in like the 70s that was winning Europe and stuff. So I would take a shot with Juventus. Donnie, let's keep it moving here. By the way, the Sixers play tonight, so there's something you could watch. Right side.
Ooh,
No, maybe no Ben Simmons. Um, you know, uh, all sorts of
rest. He
injuries
needs
going
that
around.
rest. Yep, needs that rest.
No, no, he's got a back problem, Donnie. He was out of
I
the
know.
game the other day
Yep, rest him.
against the.
Save him for the playoff, man. Save him for the playoff.
Also, Donnie, Joel Embiid has been in the news after he was seen kissing a swimsuit model the other night at the game. There was also a uh, post by the owner, Michael Rubin, detailing that Joel Embiid is engaged to her.
Ooh, there you
Um,
go. Settle down, big man. Settle down in the city,
yeah.
big man. All right.
Uh, Also, according to Embiid, after asked about this woman, he said, "You got to do your background check. You don't want to be that guy marrying a girl that someone else in the NBA's been with. I'm sure guys end up getting married to women's that have been around. Maybe on the court, they also get told, 'Hey, I fucked your wife.'" Joel being very, very, very blunt, and
You
it's
do. You
true,
got you.
Donnie.
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
you don't want to ride the Greyhound 6 times after 7 people have. So good for Joelle, beautiful woman, Anna De Paula. Sounds beautiful, and she sure is, Donnie.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're gonna get out on the court and you say, "Hey, let's talk some trash out," here," and somebody brings up like Amber Rose, everybody on the court can just go at each other at that saying something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got to find that clean, fresh girl that hasn't been around the way, and that's it. But then again, it gets back to the whole point. Hey, Joel, I'm sure. What are we looking at, Jeff? 24, 25, 26, multi-millions, just on a big shoe company deal. Do
What
we
a
have to get
life,
engaged now? Yeah, do we have to get engaged now? Like, if there's one thing that
Donnie.
I don't like Derek Jeter at all, but that man should write a book on the perfection of being a professional
But
athlete and how
Donnie,
to handle it the right way.
here's where you have to look at it, and I think this is important. Joel Embiid is probably going to be in Philadelphia his entire career. I think he's found the city. I think that's just who he is. I mean, at the end of the day, he's has his career. He's got his home. He's got his life. He seems like a guy that you know has had his fun. Listen, Donnie, when you're guys like me and
No
Joel, and
way.
when you've
No.
been
No
no,
way.
listen. I think you got to remember he's in Philadelphia for a long time. There's not a huge pool of women around here. This is a beautiful
What?
woman. She's
There's not a huge pool around here of women. What?
Philadelphia,
This
dude.
guy
I mean,
travels to 30 other NBA cities with 15 to 20 girls
I
waiting in
think
the
that gets
lobby,
old, man.
dime piece.
I
What?
think that I think that gets old for a lot of these guys. I don't. I think for Joel, he's found someone that he likes. Nothing wrong with that. Listen, Donnie, when you're free agents like Joel and I, and you're just elite people in the world, you have to you sometimes you want to hang out with other elite people, and you know Donnie, sometimes you get swimsuit models coming after you, and Joel is happy. It seems like good for him. If that's going to settle him down, nothing wrong with that. He's good. Look at Carson Wentz, another one, Donnie. He just got married. He's going to be here forever. He's settling down. He's got his home, his wife, happy life. Seems like a great life. I'm fine with it. Good for Joel. Seems like a beautiful woman here.
Yeah, and they'll end up in 2 years where he can't be in Philadelphia, and, she took half his
Donnie,
money, and he's gotta make
Donnie,
his
do you
way out of
ever
town.
have anything positive to say about anyone?
Well, there's
Like, can
nothing
you ever be
positive
happy?
to say about that. There's nothing positive. He's
Why?
young.
You're
They're gonna
married.
have
What's wrong
so
with
much
that?
fun for I'm an old man, and I waited till well into my 30s before I got married. Come on, Joel. Wait. There's so enjoy life, man. When you retire, settle down with a woman, get a family together, live the rest of your life. But you're going to 30 cities where 15 dime pieces per city are knocking on your door and handing you little receipts saying or little notes saying, "Meet me here, meet me there." Live your life.
Listen,
Have no
Donnie,
strings attached. Settle down after it's done.
it might be hard to believe. I have this problem. I have about 3 or 4 chicks right now that I can't keep track
You
of
ain't married
them.
him? Did you marry him?
I tell you what, Donnie, I got this one broad, man. She's she's tip top, bro. She's a 10. She's super. Hey, do I think about marrying? No, but I'm in a little different situation. But listen, I don't mind. Good for Joel. I enjoy him. I think he's a great player. Seems happy. Why not? Do what you got to do, bro. What would you rather him be like, Donnie? Fucking Ben Simmons going out and being with all these dork Kardashians? Nah, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
Look,
man. You don't need like you said,
set him
live and you
down.
learn, man. Trade them off, and you're the hot commodity. You go to LA, you can have a couple pieces there. I mean, even Jordan, when he got married, he had a dime piece in every city waiting for him there, along with a card game, man. Live your life. Now, with the information wave that you have on Twitter, you can't be like Jordan and have a girl in every city waiting and, gambling forces you out of the NBA. That gets solved out today. Live your life, take pictures with hot girls, Instagram thoughts, go out to the club. Then when you retire and you're sitting on that boatload of cash, say, you know what? I'm about to build my family right now.
Idiotic. Why would he do that? He likes the girl. What's wrong with that? Give him a
He's gonna
fucking
like
break. He
another one
likes.
next week too.
Nah, I'm good with it. I'm happy for him. Good for Joel. I don't need him out being with fucking Kendall Jenner and all these people. That's fine. Look. I've been very promiscuous in my life, Donnie. I've fucked more women than I can count, bro. Listen, and you have too. I'm not gonna get married. I'm not saying I'm gonna get married. I just, sometimes when you fall in love, Donnie, maybe you need to whisk her away and just fly into the coop and have a. Children, and that's that. Hey, I've
Mhm.
been all for that. I don't mind, Joel Embiid, settling down, and even if he doesn't, who knows? Maybe he won't, but, he seemed to shoot his shot to a couple and miss, so, hey, you got a nice, swimsuit edition wife, what's wrong with that? I mean, you really gonna get a better woman than that? I mean, come on.
Yeah, there's always a better one around the corner, man. Come on, grass is always greener. Run through that for a couple weeks, have a lot of fun, then you end up one night in like, Toronto and you got these dime pieces. Like, man, this is the girl of my dreams here. You run through her for a while, then you fly down and play the Miami Heat. You're like, wow, man, this is what's up. And you get another girl down there. Come on, Joel, live that life. Live that life
Chasing
like a rock star.
Oh, yeah, exactly what we want from our franchise player. Chasing
Yes.
coins, you're a bum, big man. Yeah, but you're listening to me now, so who's the bum here, buddy? You are. You're watching me,
He
pal, I'm not
won one
watching you.
nothing. Jeff 1-0 chasing
Um
coins over big.
Chasing coins is chasing fucking dimes, clown. Why don't you chase fucking hundreds like me, bitch? How about that? You're watching me though. I ain't watching you. Um, let's move on. Jeff Chappell, I bet I'll take your wife too, you bitch. Fuck out of here. I'm on a warpath today, Donnie. I'm not taking any fucking prisoners. Fuck all you people that are talking shit.
Live
Um,
like that.
Donnie,
Rockstar. You ever see the movie Rockstar, Jeff, with Marky Mark out there?
no, I haven't. I don't.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? The band manager told him all the time, like, "Look, can't be seen around that you have a wife or a girlfriend here. The guys out there want to be you, and that's why they come to see you. Live like a rock star out there." Everybody wants to live like the rock star, right? Or is he too tired of it, Jeff? Did he just run through so many that he just can't even take it anymore?
No, I think maybe he just has some morals and ethics and wants to get married. No big
Yeah,
deal. Nothing wrong with that. All of you guys saying that you have no regrets, you want to live young. You're all married. None of you are doing that.
because
Like
nobody
you all
has that though. Nobody's out there. Like if you won Powerball for 1.6 billion and 100 thoughts were coming at you all dime pieces, it's a little bit different than your normal everyday life where you show up and work in a cubicle or do whatever you do. Your options are
listen, Donnie,
immensely improved at that.
I'm telling you, I live this life. It's not that great. It gets old. When you have so many chicks that you don't know what to do with, it does get old after a while. Sometimes you just want a woman that'll massage your back and cook you eggs after you're hungry. Sometimes you just want
Look,
that,
man,
bro.
everybody wants to be the lead singer of Steel Dragon, Jeff, but not everybody can do it. So you got to live it up.
Yeah, listen. I mean, sometimes you get tired of all that. You want to just, you only allow three great women in your life, Donnie. Find that girl that puts wind
Hmm.
in your sails. Find your first great
Yep.
one.
Like, maybe
You know?
look, maybe Joel Embiid had an Uber and like, he's going to get in and the girl reached over and opened the car door or, unlocked it. Maybe that happened. And he's like, you know
Exactly.
what? This is it. This is it. Sure.
Right. Right. At the end of the day, Donnie, when you're under the covers, all that matters.
Mhm.
It's just tough, Donnie. I mean, I know none of you live the life that I do, but I mean, hey, somebody's got to do it. There's also news, Donnie, out of the LiAngelo Ball camp after a
Oh,
transsexual Instagram model claims that she has a sex tape
oh,
with LiAngelo Ball.
oh.
This is not good for LiAngelo after he has many women fighting over him over the internet. His former ex-girlfriend, Izzy Morris, is fighting over him. Lot
Izzy.
of Izzy's actually beautiful.
Is that
Beautiful. All
Izzy
these
from
girls.
from Izzy's Revenge?
I don't know. I have no idea what that is, but yeah, they're fighting over LiAngelo. You even got a transsexual, Donnie. That's not something, Donnie. You don't want all this stuff going on. I'm sure LeVar is not happy about.
No, this like all press is usually good press except for some of this type of press, Jeff.
Yes, not exactly what you. Um. Okay, Dan Kelly. Dan Kelly does said, "Don't get married till you're 30." All right. Hey,
There you
listen,
go.
I don't
Yes, he's right.
I
He
don't
is right.
disagree.
The man is right.
I don't disagree, but again, we're only talking about one person. He feels like he wants to, so nothing wrong with that. For me though, yeah, I would probably agree with that. I'm 29. I don't see it happening for a few years.
There you
Um,
go. You did right then.
LOL if Langelo got duped with the tranny. Ski Profit in here. What's up? Great to have you in here. Yeah, Ski Profit, you can't be too happy with this. Maybe maybe your boy Lonzo will. He's got to talk some sense into him. Lonzo's settled down. He's got a beautiful
When are they all
girl.
3 of those guys gonna be on the Lakers that we were promised though, Jeff? When's that
Yes,
happening?
I've been waiting to buy season ticket in the hopes that
Yeah,
they would all be on the same court, and they haven't been. What the hell is going on?
man.
We're getting duped here.
Yeah, now how about a couple 10-day contracts with, Rajon Rondo, suspended with Ingram? There's 2 spots right there, Jeff, come on.
Yeah, listen. I think they would definitely have wins by now if they were all on the same team. Do you agree with that, Nani? They'd all be on the same. They'd all have wins. They're on the.
Like, wouldn't you rather see the like, tell me this would not be the best thing for LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, forget about construction of a team, right? LeBron moves out there, signs a long-term deal, so he's going to be there. He is getting this production company. LeVar Ball, just, a crazy side promoter. All 3 of those brothers join the team, Jeff, and they play, like, on the court at the same time and just throw, like, JaVale McGee out there. Who would, like, TNT, TBS, Charles Barkley, Shaq, they would have a field day with this, and
Listen,
ratings would be
Donnie.
through the roof. Jeff,
I
I'm
will
not a big
admit,
NBA guy. I will stay. You know me, Jeff. I'm in bed by like 9 p.m. I will stay up late night if those
I
3
would too.
knuckleheads on the same court with LeBron. It would be unbelievable.
I honestly would too. I would definitely go to that game. I would have to find a way to get there. I'd even maybe go out to LA to see that
Who
football
wouldn't
game.
watch that, Jeff? Who would not watch like LiAngelo Ball or LaMelo firing threes from like half court like he did in
Yeah.
high school? LeBron James, like
Oh,
that older dad, just side eyeing these guys all game long. You got LeVar in the second row dressed up like P.T. Barnum, just barking out his own plays over Bill Walton. Man, or Luke Walton, excuse me. That
I
would be
think what they should
tremendous
do
TV.
is let LeVar be the coach and have those three, LeBron and like McGee or somebody. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Dr.
agree.
Jerry Buss, like, he would have saw this coming a mile away. Jeannie Buss needs to get on board. All 3 of the balls on
Oh
the team
yeah,
with 'cause look,
Donnie.
yeah, because 'cause you're not winning, right? You're not winning, are you?
How
So
about
if you put 3 of those guys on there, it would be unbelievable theater, man.
how about this, Donnie? How about LeVar Ball or the Ball brothers, LeBron and LeBron Jr.?
Yes, he hangs on long enough, and then you'd have, like, that feud. Like, you'd have the Bronze on this side, you know what I mean? Feuding with, LiAngelo Ball or LaMelo Ball. It would be the Lakers. Look, we need to somehow get in touch with the Lakers front office and make this happen, and maybe somehow we can get, like, a partnership deal where we can be like GMs and maybe make this go. You're talking about if the Lakers are worth $2 billion, this will turn them into $4 billion
5.
by the end of the year. Think like they could have a national show on like Fox nightly that just shows like what these guys are doing in their day-to-day lives. It would be unbelievable money. Somebody needs to send this tape out to LeVar Ball immediately.
Yeah, shout out to Zach Jones too for actually calling him LeBron Jr. This so brawny stuff is so lame. Don't call him brawny. Right? Like, he's a grown man. He's a man. Stop calling him brawny. Good for you, Zach. Thank you. By the
Yeah,
way,
like Jeff,
Donnie,
Gold. Can you imagine like what their primetime Wednesday night, 10 o'clock, LeBron James and the Balls versus Golden State? Ew, man, it doesn't get any better. Go ahead, man. I'm getting excited by this.
no, I think it's a great idea. Listen, Donnie, I want to tell everyone about a cool contest going on, and it's a contest that I think will benefit all of you. U
Can
Wagers
we get in it
offering
first?
a
Can we get in? Can me and you get in
no, I
first?
don't. I don't believe so.
All
That'd be
right.
something I have to ask
Yep.
about. UA Giordani is sponsoring an all expense paid trip for two to the Super Bowl, a $10,000 value. The season's underway, and obviously, one of the large bucket list items for a lot of people is to go to the Super Bowl. All you have to do, Donnie, is log in or sign up for UWager, deposit $100, and you automatically get entered into this contest. Contest begins October 12th and ends on December 31st. It'll be a random entry per person. Here's what you get, Donnie, if you win: 2 round trip airfare to Atlanta, departing February
Mm,
1st and coming back February 4th.
mm.
Ground transportation from the airport to the hotel end of the game. Hotel accommodations for 3 nights. $100 food per diem per day. 2 tickets to the big game and $500 spending money for souvenirs. Couldn't ask for much more, Donnie. A star treatment, a treatment that you would get that basically likens to the same treatment I get when I go places. What a terrific prize! What a terrific value! And it's very simple. It's time for a new book. Go check out UWager now. Get involved with them. Deposit $100. Start playing. You get entered. Maybe your name gets called, Donnie, and you hang out with the big boys down in
And
Atlanta.
you know what? And I talked to Zach already about this, Jeff. He's going to throw in 2 VIP passes to meet Maroon 5 as well. That's tremendous. Good work, Jack. Good work.
It's interesting. As far as the link, the link is going to be posted in the chat, so feel free to check
It's
that
in
out.
there. Yep. Yep.
Yep, I would definitely
You
check
have
it
to use
out.
the UWager link as well. So you can't just be going out there signing up for UWager, depositing some money, and then at the Super Bowl say, "Did I win?" You have to do it the right way,
Yeah,
people. Come on.
a link is right there. It was just posted, so feel free to check it out and get
I would like
involved.
to go to Atlanta, Jeff. Not gonna lie, I would like to go to Atlanta. I really would.
Yeah, no, Atlanta's a nice place. I've been there. Good place.
Doesn't look like the Eagles are gonna
Um,
make it this year to Atlanta, but hey, it is what it is.
Now again, the $500 it discusses its souvenirs. Now, the souvenirs does that mean like are souvenirs considered like strip club? That's considered souvenir, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, like the Gold Club. Yeah, like the Kimbe's old club that closed down. Yeah, I mean, there was some world famous places. There probably still some. Kyle Hamburg's probably still sleeping right now, or he might be at one of those clubs right now as we speak. So maybe he can give us an update, and maybe Kyle Hamburg can show you around Atlanta too. Like, we can just keep on adding to this package if we want, Jeff.
Yes, you actually get a strip club tour with Hamburg, who eat lemon pepper wings next door to you. He'll even tell you where you can get the best wings. So yes, great stuff. Um, your capping is trash, big man. Thank you, Chase Quince. Thanks for watching, though. Let's all give him a round of applause, Donnie.
He got you, Jeff.
Thanks,
He
Chase.
got you.
I love these people. Thanks for watching, pal. You're adding to the list. Appreciate you.
Magic City. There you go. Alex Smith knows.
Yeah, sure. Magic City's expensive.
Mm.
Damn, big man, is it the radio? artwork that makes you kill that long ass ad. I did kill that ad, didn't I, Donnie?
Like,
I should be
work
getting
for
more
you.
of them. Donald Trump saying "See you" to Donnie. Well, see you, Donald.
Namesake.
Got me, but
Yep, this is my
take it easy.
namesake, man. Come on, let's stick together out there.
Oh, it's you. All right, right, right. He's only a fan of
Yeah,
yours. See you, Donald. Take it
yep.
easy. Cheers. Um, let's move on here, Donnie. Oh, how could we forget the Sun Belt? Oh, I can't wait to break down this one. Troy in South Alabama. Who gives a hairy ass fuck, Donnie? What do you think here?
Yeah, it's on. If it's on, it's on. So, I mean, you're going to break the game down. I think everybody, look, if when you're looking at Troy as a good football team, yes. But since they lost their quarterback, Jeff, not the greatest football team in the world, it seems like on the offensive side of the ball. Because, Jeff, if I told you you played Liberty and you put up 16 points versus Liberty, what would you tell me?
You stink.
I mean, look, 133 yards on the ground and 160 in the air versus Liberty. As somebody would say out there, Jeff, or a famous commercial, this is Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. This isn't a very good football team. I think Ian Cameron would actually do that, wouldn't he? Breaking the song out of nowhere on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we'd have to hear that.
No, but I mean, look, the old Troy team, if they had their starting quarterback, would be very much in play. But here's the interesting thing, Jeff.
So you're not buying
72% of
into
the public,
Sawyer Smith?
no, I'm not buying into Troy yet. 72% of the public, Jeff, on Troy, but the line goes from 10 to 12 and a half. So you still got some believers out there. Now, when you look at the overall, I don't want to say ratings or rankings, whatever, South Alabama, you say, Donnie, team looks like they stink. But look, take some of this stuff in the context. Texas State does stink and they beat them. Look, Rutgers beat Texas State, Jeff, right? So they're not very good. But you go to Memphis and lose. Is there any shame in that? I don't think so. You go to App State and lose. Is there any shame in that? I don't think so. You go to Georgia Southern, who's cooking with grease right now, and you lose that game. Is there any shame in that, losing those 3 home games on the road against a pretty good competition? You come home, you wax Alabama State. I mean, that's neither here nor there. But I just think some people are looking at the overall statistics. But you have to say, man, is there a harder 3-game stretch for a club like this, Jeff, to go at Memphis, at App State, and at Georgia Southern?
No.
Maybe a
I
little
think the
value here,
point
South
is,
Alabama. Huh?
yeah, I think people are treating Troy as if they're the Troy of a few years ago, like last year, the year before. They're not. I mean, Sawyer Smith in the one game that he's played, he didn't look good in, like you said. I mean, he only put up 16 points against a pretty poor Liberty defense. I think for Troy, they're gonna have to hope that you know they get some turnovers, and I think that's to me that's probably the only way they cover this number. South Alabama has had a pretty big gauntlet. Look at the first 2 games this season they lost as well. Louisiana Tech and Oklahoma State. All 5 wins or losses that they've had are quote unquote good losses. They're not a good team. I'm not going to run to the window to jump on board with
The
this group,
total,
but
Jeff. What do you think about the total in this one, though?
little high probably.
Yeah, I think it might be. Look, you're betting the Fun Belt unders. You know, don't watch the game. Just lay the 55.5 under. Go out, smoke a cigarette, take your dog for a walk, hit the pizza joint up, drop your kids off somewhere at the movies, pick them up, and then check your phone later. But I don't know. It just seems a little bit high, 55.5. Not the greatest offense for South Alabama, that's for sure. Not the best defense. But then again, what is Troy going to show you and run up the score in this type of environment? Maybe a little bit higher there on the 55, Jeff.
Yeah, no, it's a good point by you. I mean, without Caleb Barker, no Troy quarterback, it's a new one.
Mhm.
I don't hate the pick. What else are we doing here? Couple comments here. Are you playing the Mega Millions? No, I'm not.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah, Jeff is. You're not running numbers down at the barbershop? Come on. You got your own lottery down there?
Nah, man, the feds are all over these books over here. The lotteries are going down, Donnie.
Eh. Now that you
They're
can make good money, yes, they're
no,
clamping down because now the government has a hand in it.
listen, dude. The Dominican lottery over here got jammed up a couple weeks ago.
That ain't right.
I
People just
told,
trying to make a buck, man. Come on.
uh, yeah.
You're
I
gonna
mean,
mess it
look,
all up, Henry. Like, look, remember when Henry couldn't run the numbers anymore and Tootie was upset by that? Look, stuff has to go on, man.
yeah. Oh yeah, he went into the. Yep. You're gonna mess
Yep.
everything up.
Show me this
Um,
guy. Is that him? No. Is that him? Yup, that's him.
that
Get in
is
here. Paulie Walnuts went and got him.
Roman.
Jeff put him in the car.
They throw him in the oven. Another envelope goes to this kid's house. In the fucking oven, you're gonna go.
We
Uh,
didn't even get mail for weeks or the next months. My mom had to go down and complain.
and then eventually they found out, and his dad beat him half to death for not going to school. But you have to warn and look back to his dad and be quite proud of him. I mean, his dad tried to save him, but wanted to be a fucking rat.
Yeah, and
That's
then
what he wanted to be.
afterwards, you just live off it, you know what I mean? You say, "Hey, look, my son's gonna take care of me the rest of the way, so we're good."
The thing is, Donnie, here's what many don't know. That movie was a total joke. It wasn't true at all. It was just a movie. We need to stop propping Henry Hill up. He was a fucking lack.
It
He
was the
was nowhere
truth.
near.
Jimmy the Gent was the truth.
No, Jimmy Burke was the truth. You're right about that.
Now,
But
before we have to get out of here, I always wanted to know that. Why weren't we allowed to use Jimmy Burke's name instead of Jimmy Conway? What was the reason for that?
well, I think they decided
He said, "You
probably
can't
against
use my
that.
name," or something? You know what I mean?
Well, his real name was James Burke. And Conway was just
Yes,
a fake name. I'm not sure. His
but that
wife's
was
that
his
name
character.
actually.
Yes.
But
Hmm.
if you know anything about him though, his wife's last name was Conway. Her maiden name was Conway. So I think they just kind of switched the names. His original name though was Jimmy. I want to say Donnie. I think his original name was I have to look that up. Now, interestingly enough, Donnie, James Burke, born James Conway, also known as Jimmy the Gent. So
Wow.
his original name was Conway.
Okay.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So, yes, I never looked into that. Yeah, I always wanted to know why that was the case.
He was a real motherfucker, Jimmy Burke. He was. I would love to see a movie on him. He was an interesting character. Him and that crew. They were involved in that Boston College point shaving scandal.
The
Um,
Lufthansa heist.
sure, he
Yeah, the
was
dude
big
was
in the.
burying people in it, or allegedly, as we have to say, like burying people like in the bar and back of yards. Man, ooh,
Yeah, they were
must have been
never
nothing like.
implicated for that until recently. They actually
Yeah,
looked more
Stacks
into
got a
that.
good. Juan says R.I.P. Stacks on Goodfellas. Yeah, Stacks had one of the better murder scenes though, because I think he did it very well. He got shot in the back of the head, perfectly landed on the bed, then on the floor. I thought he was very good, Samuel L. Jackson, in that murder scene. Get the
Yeah,
coffee, make it to go. What are you doing with the coffee?
he didn't. Stacks Edwards didn't directly participate, but he was involved with the van after the fact. And he didn't end up taking care of the business.
Jeff, one of the
Um,
famous contests, famous lines in that one. You got one of your bitches in here?
oh yeah, yeah. Joe
That was
Pesci
awesome.
with Frankie
Get the
Carbo.
coffee to go. What are you doing with the fucking coffee? You
It's a
dizzy
joke. It's
motherfucker.
a joke. Um, but all right, guys, we'll wrap it up. Thanks to everyone for checking us out. As always, we appreciate your candor and participation today. Everyone have a great Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow with another show. Actually, we're on with the Roundtable Boys, so
Oh,
we'll be on for that. You can check us out every day, 3 o'clock on the radio, 2 p.m. Central. You can check it out on iHeartRadio. You can check it out on Periscope or Twitter or Facebook, wherever you check it out. You can call in and chat with us as well. Whatever you want to do, join us then. Everyone have a great day. Thanks for joining us, and go check out that You Wager contest. Try to get yourself into the Super Bowl. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.